Coaching genius no one saw coming. Are you a Larry Bird fan? So am I. Hey, this is Out of Breath Sports and More, and this is another episode of Dtae Reaction. I am DtaeNoDinero, and today we'll be doing a reaction to Larry Bird. Are you curious what it feels like to be a coach? Or have you ever wondered what's harder, being a coach or being a player? Yeah, I'm curious too. And we get the opportunity to watch Larry Bird as a coach after we watched him hundreds of times play basketball on 100 different videos. So let's take this time to check out this video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on none of my future videos. And I know unfortunately you missed out on the videos that I posted yesterday, but guess what? You still can go back and check them out. Silly. But before we get this video started, I do want to point out the fact of the matter that someone did tell me to check out this video. So shout out to you, you lucky subscriber, Heaven6586. You told me to check this video out, plus a lot of other videos. But this is what you said. Great video. Thank you. Thanks for checking this one out and letting us watch it with you. The 86 Celtics, in my opinion, were the best team of all time with the best players of all time. I know you saw part of it here, and I don't think you've watched it yet. So if you haven't watched it, Larry Bird's Greatest Game, I should have quit right there. Uploaded by the Book of Basketball. I'm gonna like to check that video out. Hopefully we can check it out today. If so, turn the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out when it drops. Another video she told me to check out was Larry Bird, the coaching genius no one saw coming, and we're gonna watch that today. So everybody give her a round of applause. Let's give her a quick round of applause. You know, shout out to you. And then you also told me to check out the Lakers and the Rockets game. The reason why she told me to check that out is because the video we watched yesterday, Larry Bird, it showed a clip of Lakers versus Houston in the semifinals in '86. And believe me when I say there were a whole bunch of this going on, bees being thrown. I think I seen somebody throw a head, but I seen it all. I ain't gonna lie. I think I seen somebody do this. Wake back up. And right back to it. No, it was a great video. I mean, great fight. And I want to watch the whole video. This intro is no longer what I wanted to. But this is Never Out of Breath Sports and More. I just took the never off because why put never on there? Never say never. Anyways, I'm sorry y'all for the long intro. Let's get to the video. Anywho, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on if you're new to the channel. And let's go. Silly. Well, first we gotta get the angle right. That's not a good angle. That's the angle right there. Let's go.
Larry Bird never wanted to coach, just a 3-year promise and a warning that he wasn't staying. But in that short window, he won Coach of the Year, pushed Jordan's Bulls to the brink, and led the Pacers to their first ever finals. So, how did a guy with zero experience nearly take down 2 dynasties? Was he a genius hiding in plain sight? After retiring in 1992, Larry Bird disappeared from the game.
So today I'm retiring and I'm still going to be around.
No TV, no front office gig, just fishing, golfing. He was once asked about coming back to the game. His answer? I don't enjoy the spotlight, never have. I'd rather be home mowing my lawn. To Bird, coaching meant long hours, media scrutiny, and the life he'd already walked away from. The Pacers were flailing, 39-43, with Reggie Miller still in his prime, the locker room on the edge. Tensions were high, direction was unclear. Fans weren't just frustrated, they were running out of faith. They didn't need a tactician, they needed a savior. And for Indiana, there was only one name big enough to inspire instant hope: Larry Legend. He had never coached a single game, but his aura alone made people believe. For Pacers fans, it was a dream, their hometown hero, back to restore order. Bird said yes, but with one non-negotiable condition. He would coach for exactly 3 seasons, no more, no less. He didn't want to be the next Phil Jackson. He wasn't chasing rings or legacies. He wanted to reset the culture, build a winner, and then walk away. But what no one expected was how quickly he would do it. Year 1, instant impact. Larry Bird took a team that missed the playoffs and turned them into a 58-win powerhouse. The Pacers didn't just improve, they became contenders. And in the Eastern Conference Finals, they went face-to-face with the ultimate test, Michael Jordan's Bulls, a dynasty, a juggernaut, the final season of The Last Dance. They pushed Jordan's Bulls to 7 games, arguably the toughest series Chicago faced that entire dynasty. In Game 7, with Reggie Miller's title dreams on the line, Bird called a timeout, rallied his veterans, and trusted Miller to lead a furious comeback. They fell just short, but Bird's poise under pressure sent a message. This wasn't just a player coasting on his name. This wasn't a novelty hire. This was a coach with presence, command, and vision. Reggie Miller later said, "Larry didn't yell. He just looked at you, and you knew you had to step up." That trust in his players turned a good team into a great one. Think about it. A rookie coach, no prior experience, going toe-to-toe with Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan. The greatest dynasty in NBA history. Bird's calm leadership, trusted veterans, and no-nonsense style clicked fast. He won NBA Coach of the Year, and true to form, he barely reacted. No speeches, no chest pounding, just a nod, and back to work. But was this just beginner's luck, or was Bird building something even bigger? Larry Bird wasn't a tactician like Popovich. He didn't obsess over X's and O's, but he did something just as valuable. He built a culture players believed in. Bird surrounded himself with sharp minds, Rick Carlisle, Dick Harder, and let them do what they did best. He didn't micromanage, he empowered. Behind the scenes, he held players accountable, managed egos, and out front, he led with quiet confidence. No drama, no distractions, just standards. The results spoke for themselves. Back-to-back trips to the Eastern Conference Finals in '98 and '99. In the chaotic lockout-shortened '99 season, with no training camp and a new-look roster, Bird still led the Pacers to a 33-17 record and another deep run. Any doubts about him being a one-year wonder? Gone. Then came 2000. This was the moment Pacers fans had been waiting for. Reggie Miller still chasing his first ring, a young Jalen Rose finally stepping into the spotlight. Bird saw something in Rose, something others didn't. He gave him freedom, and Rose delivered, a breakout playoff weapon, a symbol of Bird's low-key gift, developing talent by trusting it. But just as they reached the mountaintop, they found a monster waiting. The finals, Shaq and Kobe, 67 wins, prime dominance. The Lakers weren't just good, they were inevitable. Bird's Pacers battled, they kept it close. They fought through every screen, every elbow, every fourth quarter run. But in the end, the Lakers were too much. The Pacers fell in 6. Still, the impact was undeniable. Indiana had reached its first ever NBA Finals, and Larry Bird, just 3 years in, had taken them there. Most coaches spend a lifetime chasing that moment. Bird did it on his own terms. The question now wasn't whether Bird could coach, it was why he'd already decided to stop. And just like that, Larry Bird walked away. No messy contract drama, no locker room mutiny, no front office feud. He coached exactly 3 seasons, just like he said he would. No more, no less. Bird said, "I never intended to coach long term. 3 years. That's it." He didn't leave because he failed. He left because he finished what he set out to do. At his peak, Coach of the Year, a finals appearance, and a culture reset. He walked away with the respect of his players, his peers, and his state. No scandals, no burnout, just results, legacy, closure. But for Pacers fans, it still stung. Bird had given them hope, a new identity, a reason to believe again. And then he was gone. He left on his terms, leaving behind one of the shortest, most successful coaching tenures in NBA history. And one big question: what if he had stayed? Larry Bird wasn't just the Pacers coach, he was Indiana's son. From the hardwood at Indiana State to the bright lights of Boston, he carried the pride of an entire state. But coaching the Pacers, that was personal. It wasn't about legacy, it was about giving back. He took a fractured franchise and gave it a heartbeat. From small-town French Lick to the biggest stage in basketball. Bird became a living reminder of Indiana's underdog spirit. His 3 years on the sideline weren't just about wins, they were about proving what was possible for a team, a city, and a state that never stopped believing. And in doing so, Bird gave Indiana something it had never had before and hasn't forgotten since: a blueprint for greatness. Larry Bird's coaching career was short but nearly flawless. 147 wins, just 67 losses, a .687 win rate, Coach of the Year, and a finals run in just 3 seasons. His playoff record, 11-12. Not eye-popping until you remember who he lost to: Michael Jordan's Bulls, Shaq and Kobe's Lakers, two of the most dominant dynasties the league has ever seen. And unlike other NBA legends who struggled on the sidelines, Magic Johnson lasted 16 games. Isaiah Thomas flamed out in New York. Bird, he built a finals team on his first try. So, the question hangs in the air. What if he had stayed? Could he have become the next Popovich? Could he have built a dynasty in Indiana? His 3-year stretch screams untapped potential. Coaching career that didn't fade out, it just ended too soon. Years later, Bird would return as an executive and build another Pacers contender around Paul George. Different role, same results: winning, stability, culture. He may never be remembered as one of the greatest coaches of all time, but maybe that's because he never gave us the chance to see just how great he could have been. Most NBA legends flop as coaches. Larry Bird, he crushed it and then vanished. Coach of the Year, finals run, .687 win rate, and he still walked away. So, was he one of the greatest what-ifs in NBA coaching history? Drop a comment. Could Bird have built a dynasty if he stayed? But if Bird left with grace, our next coach, he left scorched earth behind. Click to see the NBA coach whose ego exploded a locker room and nearly erased his legacy.
Well, wasn't that an interesting video? If you guys think that being a basketball player is harder than being a coach, let me know in the comments. In my opinion, I would say being a coach is harder than being a basketball player, and I think that's one of the reasons why Larry Bird didn't continue being a coach for that long. I'm not gonna say I'm a person like Larry Bird, but just watching so many of these videos, you start to see some characteristics about people, and you can relate. You know, I can personally relate. When he got that, it's a Coach of the Year title, trophy. Smile, hand it right back to him. He doesn't care about that. He cares about the wins. He cares about the main goal, the main objective, the main mission, and that is to win the championship ring. See, Larry Bird came into the NBA with the love of basketball, not with the love or ambition for money, fame, or anything like that. In the beginning of the video, the guy even said himself, he don't really care about being in the spotlight. He'd rather be home cutting his grass. He said that. Not me. He did. So with that being said, you got to understand that when he's out there looking, look, let me show you the screen real quick so I can tell you what I'm talking about. This face. You see this face that he's making? You see this face that he's making? That face right there that he's making is a look of pure determination. Everybody else in this picture right now in this frame, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the stadium at this point in time, they were ecstatic. They're like, it's tied up. We're probably up one, whatever the case may be. But Bird is a basketball player. He's been there plenty of times. He's been the person to be, he's been the villain in stadiums where everybody's screaming and shouting just like you see in the background because their team is winning and Bird is on the opposing team. He puts the dagger in their coffin and shuts the whole gym up and walks off with a smile. Gotta love Larry Bird. This was a great video. I definitely have to say, I can understand why Larry Bird only did 3 years. You only do 3 years because you know that there's only so much control that you can have. Now, within them 3 years, if Larry Bird would have won a championship or things that play out in a way where he would have maybe wanted to go for 4 or 5, I'm pretty sure he would have. He's a very strong-minded man. But Larry Bird played in the NBA. This is literally when he was like, this is literally Larry Bird being a coach when he did not want to be a coach. We should be still seeing Larry Bird in the league. Larry Bird should have been on the team playing Reggie Miller and Jalen Rose, playing against Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, playing against Shaq and Kobe. And I ain't even got that far yet. But this outro, I don't want to make it any longer. It'll probably be a little bit more longer, but you got to understand, this is an injured Larry Bird, but he was literally did not want to quit playing basketball. He had to. His body gave up on him. So you understand, him being a player, he did not, listen, the man didn't want to coach. I want to play. But the game loved him so much, and so many fans and so many people wanted him to still be around the sport, that of course someone encouraged him to be a basketball coach. And he said, I'll do it for 3 years. 3 years. And I'm pretty sure Larry Bird thought this to himself. Strike one, strike two, strike three. After strike three, I'm out of here. Simple as that. Lucky things happen in numbers of 3. Listen, after that, it didn't work out. I'm glad we made it to the finals. I'm glad I got the coach of the year. But I wanted the ring. Larry Bird wants the rings, y'all. That's what he played for. MVP rings. 3-point competition rings. NBA final rings. Look how hard he fought to carry his teams to the finals. You're not hip to what I'm talking about? Go check out my channel. You'll get hip. But I do want to touch on one last thing. That's the fact of the matter, that I see why Reggie Miller turned out to be such a great basketball shooter. If you had a coach like Larry Bird and you already had just a little bit of a smidge of confidence about who you were, then of course you're going to turn out to be one of the legendary 3-point shooters of all time. Because guess what? Your coach is Larry Bird, the literal founder of the Legends. 50, 40, 90, so on and so forth. I don't blame Larry Bird. I don't blame anything that happened in the 90s. 90s was a wild time. You got Kobe, you got Shaq, you got Michael Jordan, you got Scottie Pippen. Oh my God, the list goes on. That was a great basketball. Actually, we need to go do some 90s basketball reactions. I told you I didn't want to make this outro too long, but I hope you enjoyed my takes. If you did not agree or disagree, or you disagree with what I just said, please drop in the comments and let me know. We can have more conversation about this. But if I had to answer the question, no. I think being a basketball player is 10 times easier than being a coach, especially when you're the type of basketball player that loves the sport. I need to be out there and get my hands on the ball to do it myself. I can't keep telling you over and over again how to do it and how to do it and how to do it. And you not listen. Give me the ball. Let me do it myself. That's the type of player I am. And if I'm anything, a smidget close to Larry Bird, then I already know Larry Bird. That face right there is Larry Bird. Like, we shouldn't even be in this position. We should already be winning. If I was out there, I would have put the dagger in I would have put the nail in the coffin, closed it, put the dirt over it. Yeah. Put him in the grave. It's over with. But yeah, it's your boy DtaeNoDinero. I apologize again for the long takes, but like I said, I'm never out of breath. And I'm gonna try to get this video up to y'all by 8 a.m. again. And that way we can keep up. Make sure y'all drop in the comments. Let me know what y'all want to watch. I'm thinking about maybe the other Larry Bird video she told me to check out. Shout out to you again, Miss Haven. Or maybe check out some more coaching videos. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna wait for y'all to drop some in the comments, and we're gonna see. In the meantime, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, especially if you're new to the channel. And also, y'all, check out the Larry Bird playlist on the channel, y'all. You gotta check out the Larry Bird playlist. But it's your boy Dtae.
I should love you. You complete me, but I might be fooled. In my world, dreams come true. I can't grow without you.